Welcome to episode 108 of Cameron Sports Podcast. I'm your host here, Cameron Lindsay, and I'm back with a brand new episode. Today episode, I'm going to be doing my week 2 high school football rankings here where I live in the Phoenix City, Columbus, Georgia area. If you watched when I did my first rankings before the season started here in Georgia, now that the Alabama season has got started, I can update my rankings. And let's get right into it. Still the number one team in my poll is Central Red Devils. They defeated Pennson Valley 59-16 in their first game of the season. I've seen some rankings. I know some rankings got Carver, but I think Central is still the number one team. Like I said, in this area, I like their, like I said, like their players like Bobby Coleman, Tristan Lyles, Aiden Lyles. Tony Averett, Liberty commit, if I'm pronouncing his last name right. But and head coach Patrick Nix. So I still got the number one. Like I said, I know, like I said, some people might have number two. That's fine. I got the number one in my poll. Number two, I just mentioned them, the Carver Tigers. They're 2-0. They defeated Spencer in the Heritage Bowl, 48-0. I watched most of that game, and yet Carver dominated them from start to finish. I kind of expected that, and I know some people maybe thought that Spencer had a chance, especially with Carver having a freshman quarterback this year. But he looked pretty good. I know he threw an interception, but for literally like 95% of the game, he looked really good. I think he's legit. He could definitely play. Carver has a lot of talent on the team, especially with 5-star Texas A&M defensive end commit Tristan Givens. They got a lot of other players on that defensive line that are talented. They got a really good freshman running back. They got some other good running backs. I think Carver's gonna be just fine. Jarvis Jones look like he's doing good. His first couple games of the season. His first year head coach, Carver alumni, former Georgia player, alumni, and a first round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's doing a great job so far as head coach there at Carver. They're in my number 2 team, but they're knocking on the door behind Central for the number 1 spot. Number 3, I got the Russell County Warriors. They're 1-0. They defeated Carroll 42-13 in week 1. Bryson Riggs was 17-25 for 303 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. He had 4 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. I told y'all, if you watch my rankings before the season started, that Bryson Riggs is legit. He could definitely play. Last year, he had over 3,200 passing yards, 40 touchdown passes. And I think it looks like he's going to repeat that again this year. I think he's going to definitely throw for bare minimum. He's going to throw for 30 touchdown passes. He might get to 40 again, or even a little bit over that. So Bryson Riggs is legit, and I feel like after this senior year, his recruiting is going to go up more. I think any schools that definitely need a quarterback should get at Bryson Riggs for the Russell County Warriors. But I got them number 3 right behind Central and Carver. Number 4 is Brookstone. They're 2-0. They defeated Valwood 51-37 week 2. Broughton Branch has been looking amazing. Like I said, I love the way he's throwing the ball. Their offense, Sammy Brown, Coach Ian Headley. I love the way he's doing. And I think Brookstone made the right call hiring him. First year head coach at Brookstone, and he looks like he's doing a great job, especially with that offense led by junior quarterback Broughton Branch. Number 5, this may shock some people. Look, especially if you live around the Phoenix City, Columbus, Georgia area. I got the Kendrick Cherokees. I said that correctly. Kendrick Cherokees, 2-0. They beat Best 13-8 week 2. In week 1, they beat Walker 26-8. They have outscored their opponents 39-16 in both games. Head coach Emmanuel Brown is doing an amazing job so far. I don't want to jinx Kendrick, but they're doing for now. They're looking really good. Like I said, I got them, and I got them when I had Kendrick ranked low in my first poll. It wasn't to this is where I think they're gonna be for the season. It's just based off of last year. This is where I had them starting. But right now, I got them ranked 5th behind Central, Carver, Russell County, Brookstone. The Kendrick Cherokee are 2-0. They, like I said, outscoring their opponents 39-16. And like I said, they're doing a phenomenal job. Kendrick looking like right now one of the most improved teams in the Tri-City area. Yeah. Number 6 is Harris County Tigers. They're 1-1. They lost to Troup County 42-0 week 1, but they defeated Manchester 17-6 week 1. I get it. They had a bad they beat Manchester week 1. Had a bad loss week 2. I did drop them down from 5 to 6, having Kendrick ahead of them. Number 7, the Northside Patriots. They're 1-0. They defeated Shaw 31-8 week 1. They looked amazing in that game. That triple wing T offense, Shaw couldn't do nothing about. They ran the ball well. They didn't play week 2. That they had a bye week, but I think they had a bye week, or either the game was canceled or bye week. I gotta look more to that. But I got Northside 7. 8, the Columbus Blue Devils. They're 1-0. Their game has been rescheduled. They defeated Miller County 35-17 week 1. Number 9, I got the Cavalry Knights 1-0. They had a bye week. They defeated Terrell County 48-6 week 1. Braxton Wilkins had 6 total touchdowns in that game, 5 passing, 1 rushing. Again, like I said, Cavalry had them low, but I think they just like Kendrick, they're having a pretty good season so far. I know it's only one game, but I expect Cavalry to have a pretty good season, make the playoffs, a way better season they had last year. Because last year I think they only won one or 2 games, and I think they're gonna win way more than that, especially with the junior quarterback Braxton Wilkins leading the way. Number 10 is the Glenwood Gators, 0-1. They lost to Valley 20-14 week 1. I did drop them a bit, but that's because, like I said, Cavalry, Northside, Kendrick playing so well week 1 and week 2. I got them up above Glenwood right now. Number 11, the Pacelli Vikings. They're 1-1. They defeated Tuttonell Square Academy 28-6 week 2, but they lost to Stratford Academy 49-17 week 1. I got them 11. 12, the Smith Station Panthers 1-0. They won it, like I said, last year. They didn't win a game at all, but they defeated Shaw 24-0 week 1. They played very well, ran that, the wing T triple option offense, running the ball well. So Smith Station is off to a way better start than they won last year, because last year they didn't win a game at all. 13, the Smith Spencer Green Wave. They're 0-1. Again, like I said, they lost to Carver in the Heritage Bowl. Their first game of the season, 48-0. I got them this low because I kind of really know what to expect from Spencer, especially after that game, losing 48-0. Hope, like I said, they not saying they can't bounce back. Like I said, last year Spencer made the playoffs, but right now, this, like I said, these are my rankings. I know some people in the Tri-City area may disagree, but that's okay. It comes with being a sports journalist. But I got them 13th. 14th, I got the Hardaway Hawks 0-2. They lost to Washington 7-2 week 2. Lost to Jackson 38-0 week 1. Yeah, Hardaway's off to a rough start. So yeah, I got them 14th. 15th, the Shaw Raiders also 0-2. Lost 31-8 week 1 to Northside and 24-0 to Smith Station. I don't know what's going on with the Shaw Raiders. They're gonna have to, if they want to turn their season around, they're going to do it really, really fast, because getting outscored 55-8 in the first 2 games of the season is really, really bad. They faced 2 teams that both run the same type of offense. If the remainder of their games are facing teams that run the wing T offense, triple option, they're gonna be in some trouble. And the last team, the Jordan Red Jackets, 0-1, lost 70-7 to Berman last week. I did pick Jordan. That's a rough loss, 70-7. That's just whoo. At that point, I feel like at some point Berman probably put like maybe their JV players or players that don't really play much into that game. Cause like that's bad. Jordan didn't win a game last year either. And losing 70-7, yeah, that's bad. They played Chaco, I think, this week. I I don't know if they're gonna beat Chaco. That's my former school I went to my first couple years of high school. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Even though I did pick Jordan last week, I'm not picking him this week. Until I see some more effort to, especially on defense, to where they don't give up 70 points. I don't know if I could pick them in my predictions. But yeah, those are my rankings. Again, to repeat it, I got the Central Red Devils 1, Carver Tigers 2, Russell County Warriors 3, Brookstone 4, Kendrick 5, 6 Harris County, 7 Northside, 8 Columbus Blue Devils, 9 Cavalry Knights, 10 Glenwood, 11 Pacelli, 12 Smith Station, 13 Spencer, 14th Hardaway, 15th Shaw, and 16th Jordan. But yeah, those are rankings of, total 16 schools. And next year, I do look to add more schools to cover, like Auburn, Opelika, Auburn, Opelika, schools like that. Add them into my rankings. I will talk about them when I make predictions, high school games, but right now, I'm just doing these 16 schools. And my number one team is the Central Red Devils. Led by head coach Patrick Nix and their star junior quarterback Bobby Coleman Jr. But yeah, that's today's episode. I definitely appreciate each one of y'all tuning in for any episode that you can. If you want to touch down with Cam, click that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on all social medias regarding Cameron Sports Podcast. Please help me get to 300 subscribers before the end of the year. I feel like we can do it. It's a small goal, so we want to keep climbing, get to 500, get to 1,000, get to 5,000, and 1,000,000. But yeah, please click that subscribe button. This has been your favorite host of your favorite sports podcast, Cameron Lindsay. I'm signing out. I'll catch y'all next time for another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. Take care.